Good afternoon, sir. I am Lovelyn Jean C. Larido, BSBA 3A. Now, I will be going to present my case study entitled Reviewing the UMSCA, Seeking Alternatives in Trade and Growth in the Economy. The United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or UMSCA, has significantly impacted North American free trade, particularly in the automotive sector. By implementing stricter rules on manufacturing and labor costs, while these measures aim to enhance domestic production and fair labor practices, they have raised concerns about increased production costs, supply chain disruptions, and diminished competitiveness in global markets. This paper examines these challenges and proposes alternative strategies for fostering growth and cooperation Key solutions include investing in technological innovations, adapting grain manufacturing practices, enhancing workforce training, and strengthening cross-border collaboration. By embracing these approaches, the automotive industry can navigate the complexities of the UMSCA, ensuring sustainability, resilience, and competitiveness in the evolving global economy. So, and international trade agreements play a vital role in reorganizing the economic landscape. The United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or UMSCA, replaced the North American Free Trade Agreement, which was previously the trade agreement that has modernized and extended trade relations between its three member countries. While it has played an instrumental role in resolving some of the issues related to trade, it is also coupled with criticism and challenging many sectors. The paper at hand will discuss one side of the UMSCA, how it affects the automotive industry, and against that background, propose an articulation of alternative means or strategies to address these challenges in a way that supports growth together with economic cooperation. One of the most talked about parts of the UMSCA state that of the car industry. The new UMSCA incorporates new and higher and tighter automotive manufacturing rules through the newly set requirements for the percentage of parts to be produced in North America, along with a mandate that a higher proportion of these parts be made by workers earning at least $16 per hour. While these had been projected measures to both domestic manufacturing and ensure fair labor practices, the controversy also had been built up. Critics argue the increased production costs could mean higher prices for consumers and may disrupt supply chains that have been built over decades. So, in this case study, there are three challenges. The first one is increased production cost. The new labor cost requirements may increase the cost of production for the automaker. They are likely to increase the prices for vehicles. Therefore, it may affect the demand from the consumers and hence the entire industry. The second one is disturbance in supply chains. Supply chain. Automakers have developed supply chains over the years, which run across various countries. The new rules may require a shift in a supply chain, which will most probably lead to inefficiencies and delays in production. And the last challenges is competitiveness-related issues. The stringent updated rules will be made at the cost of the competitiveness of the North American manufacturers towards the manufacturers in other regions. So, there are alternative solutions in this case study. To cope with the threats of the UMSCA automotive provisions, the alternative technique is the North American manufacturers should start concentrating on the technological innovation and the green manufacturing process in a business environment. This approach will help a scenario that will improve economic growth while keeping a place of sustainability and competitive growth. The first solution is research and development. Investing in R&D will enable the automotive industry to come up with new technologies that will enhance their mode of production. New innovations like advanced automation, 3D printing, and artificial intelligence could streamline production process and offset the increased cost of labor for them. The second one is green manufacturing initiatives. There are several green areas in manufacturing. For instance, investing in green manufacturing practices can pay off through procedures that eventually lead to cost savings and are seen over the long term and environmentally. For instance, investing in energy efficient production methods or sustainable material decreases the environmental footprint of the industry. The third one is reinforced workplace training and development. Instead of diverging resources to the other workforce development incentive to improving labor costs, the industry players can develop partnerships with schools and come up with training courses to improve worker skills. This would contribute to the workforce being far better prepared for advanced manufacturing and for induction into a more stringent and competitive industry. The last one is foster cross-border collaboration. Collaboration can be enhanced between the US, Mexico, and Canada on any kind of supply chain disruption. The countries can work together on some joint initiatives and share best practices among them. This may lead to the three nations building a more resilient supply chain and therefore enhance competitiveness. In summary, in effect, UMSCA has indeed caused some changes in North American trade, particularly in the automotive sector. The provisions therein are intended on the surface to encourage domestic manufacturing and good labor practices. It also gives issues that would need attention. The following alternative approaches to some selected provisions mitigate these issues through technological innovation, green manufacturing, workforce empowerment, and borderless cooperation. Thus, embracing these solutions shall result in a more resilient and competitive industry, benefiting every stakeholder involved. That's all. Thank you.